Oh, there we go. You okay? There we go. Your contribution left unnoticed. Some association with an image. Just credit time for showing up again. Attention wandered. I'm left with it. Yes. Well, this is the good morning. The Billionaire Podcast Network. Ching, bing, 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 dee, 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 fill her up. Uh, yeah, early. You know what they say, or who said this? It was Benjamin Franklin. He said, "Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." He also said, "Hey, go work in that field, slave." He owned slaves, I guess. So I imagine he said that something to that effect at one point in time. He said, "Hey, go work that field." What do I? What am I? It's me, Benjamin Franklin. What am I paying you for? That's right, I don't pay you. You're a slave. I bought you fair and square. He was actually, by the way, Benjamin Franklin was he was like the first guy to ever do, I guess, like graphic design for advertisements, because when um I get, well, at least ads as we know them, like that would show up in newspapers that would become modern advertising, were text only. And Benjamin Franklin was the first person who said, "Man, we got, these people, TLDR these people." And so we got to get some pictures in here. So he was the first guy. He was, not only a great inventor and innovator in science and technology, he was also innovating in the marketing space. And so he was the first guy to draw pictures for advertisements. And a lot of early American advertising was just to try and get people to buy slaves. It would be like, for sale, American Negro, $2, and it would be like either a private, it would either be like a classifieds ad or like a Craigslist listing, um, or it'd be like a company that's, I guess, like buys them, that has them in bulk. If if you're trying to get like a wholesale deal on like chattel, human chattel, slave labor. If you ask me, that was wrong. I think slavery was pretty bad. Uh, I don't agree with it, but it's also kind of the only way we've ever done things. It's, now, you can't nowadays in the West, in modern contemporary Western civilizations, you can't have, the optics are bad. You can't have slavery as you would think of it, so you have to work around that. You gotta kind of dress it up as something else and make it seem like that's not what's going on. And for the longest time, that was I guess that was like the penal system in this country. Um, just like prisons, especially privatized prisons, was effectively, that slave labor. You lock up a bunch of guys for pretty benign drug offenses. Usually melanated fellows, and then you force them to work like prison industries, whatever those, making license plates or whatever. Um, and now it's just anybody who has a job is a slave, I would say. If you're working for somebody, for a just like for a company, you're basic. I mean, you're basically a slave, because they're not paying you what you're worth. first off. I mean, look at most jobs. Look at what most jobs do. Like you start out at a job, and what are they paying you? Like 50 on a good one will pay you starting out $50,000-$60,000 a year. It's peanuts. That's nothing. And then you're going to get taxed like 40% of that. So you're just like working, toiling away, and expending all of your time and labor, however, whatever you want to think of labor. It may not be necessarily physical labor. You could have a job where you just sit in an office all day, or like what I do, sit at home all day. But I'm still I'm still giving up my time to this effort, and I'm getting paid. I get paid nothing, and then of the nothing I get paid, I have to give 40% of that to the government, and so I'm a slave. But I don't have an option. If I was truly free, I would have some sort of option, right? I wouldn't have to do this, but I'm kind of forced into this situation where I got to do this, and so it feels as though I am. I mean, all things considered, it's not. I guess I would be like I'm a house slave when you think of it. I don't have to do. I don't have to do much. I just kind of sit down all day and yeah, I don't do much in any given day, and I'm really disgusted with myself. Um, because I should be productive, and I'm finding it so difficult to focus or actually work on anything productive these days. I have access to every book every book ever written, if I want it, because of the internet, text or audio. Um, and I'm not actually reading anything. I'm just like doom scrolling all day. I'm just constantly scrolling and tweeting inane inanities. Just always post because what do I say? Grift maxing, always BBP posting, and I have there's quite a bit of incentive I have now to post because I get paid to post now on X, formerly Twitter. And, every 2 weeks, I guess, I get a notification that I've gotten paid by Elon or somebody. Somebody there is writing the checks. um, and yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, I got my Twitter check. $60.41, and somebody on Twitter wanted me to break that down and determine what I made hourly. If I was to crunch the numbers, what does that amount to hourly? I don't know. Like, I don't have the analytics on that, like exactly how many hours I spend actively posting or thinking of posts. But I said, for the sake of argument, let's say it's 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, then it's $60.41 after 2 weeks. That comes out to about around 15 cents an hour. So it is prison wages. I'll send that back to my family in Mexico when I get the chance. Michael Hall in the chat says, "Give Dalton money." Sure, why not? That's what everybody's doing now is grift maxing. Man, it's been really, I gotta say, it's been really I guess equal parts inspiring and also disheartening in the days following Conan O'Brien's appearance on Hot Ones, because I've been unplugged. I just don't think about anything anymore. I've been unplugged from everything ever since my life was kind of upended, and so everybody's been posting all these like old all this stuff Conan's done over the years, and I grew up watching all that. Like I was there as that was as he was on NBC and then TBS and all that. And to I what I'm getting at is to to think that I'm the age I am now, and that dude was like writing for the best years of The Simpsons, and he was writing on SNL and The Simpsons, and then got that late night job hosting the show. It was just like his like work, his creative output was has always been like pretty really impressive, and that's a high watermark for sure what he does. But then it's certainly what's the word I'm looking for? It's somebody who tries to be creative and work as such, whatever you want to call it now. It's not even show business anymore. I guess it's like content creation. Um, it can definitely be. God, man, what is the word I'm looking for? I've been struggling so much lately to think of words. It could just be like dispiriting, disheartening, detrimental. No, hold on. Um, Intimidating. Is that the right word? Or awe inspiring is a good way to think of it. I guess what I'm saying is that I think about who I am and what I've done and the limits of my own creativity, and I look and then I compare myself to other people, and it just kind of takes the wind out of my sails. But I guess you can't. I guess you're not supposed to do that. What do they say? Comparison is the death of self esteem. So you just gotta stay in your own lane. And I mean the bar. Fortunately, the bar is real low now. That's another thing. That's another like stark contrast between now and then. Is you go back and watch like um segments from those old talk shows like that, or what was on TV back then, and there was certainly a much higher pedigree of work being done in those days. There was more care given to what was actually being done, um it seemed like the quality of the entertainment was better. And that now it's like, man, if you could just string a sentence together now, you're kind of ahead of the game because people now are really stupid. And so I guess that works out in my favor that the standards and like where the bar is extremely low to where now is I've been doing it online. I've just been like making videos where I talk about breasts, and I've gotten quite the following because of that. And I mean, not to discredit myself. I certainly have a way with words and am somewhat well read and intelligent that I can create the things I do as I talk about titties. But I do feel like what I'm doing is what's the word? I'm sandbagging. Isn't that what it's called? Like sand, like it's like going bowling with the bumpers with doing this because I think the breasts, the juxtaposition between the breasts and what I'm saying, the absurdity of it, I think draws people in, and so they see that it's a guy talking about boobies, and they go, what the hell is white boy talking about? And then it turns out to be like somewhat intelligent. It's not just base, low level, low brow, or horniness. It's like I'm actually trying and implementing the words and things I've learned and read. And so it's kind of like a cheat code when it comes to creating content. I guess it's like, hey, the titties, they draw you in, they get your attention, but then my words are what that's what impresses the people, and they don't realize that I'm actually much more stupid than they think I am. I just know some silver dollar words, but I'm profoundly unbelievably dumb. How's it? But hey, folks, how's everyone doing? I figured I would do come in and just try a good morning stream. We did Bible study last night. This would actually be a much more appropriate time for Bible study. To be honest, I gotta figure out what I'm doing because this is a good morning this Sunday morning. Remember when Nancy Pelosi did that? She was like, "Good morning, Sunday morning." Man, that's another thing that should make you feel better, or I guess it should scare you. But look at the people that are working in these high levels of government, like Nancy Pelosi or Kamala Harris, or the president himself, Joseph Robinette Biden, and they seem to be developmentally disabled. They seem like really dumb, and they control the world and make a ton of money doing it, but they like appear as though they are the dumbest people I've ever seen. And I know it's easy to do like armchair coaching, like armchair quarterbacking or whatever it's called, and look at just observe from a distance what's going on and say, oh, I would do it this way, or this person's an idiot. But I mean, I hear a lot of these whenever I hear these people talk, when I see them on TV or on the internet, I'm like, man, I don't know. It seems like this country is actually being led by imbeciles, ignoramuses, and is not. I'm not saying that I could do that job better. It would just put my mind at ease. Is if some I would like it if someone who was noticeably smarter and better spoken and more diplomatic than me was in there, because these people are about as dumb as I am, if not dumber. And I'm like, I shouldn't be leading the country. I would not be able to do that. And these people seem to be pretty, not that smart. Anyway, that's what Nancy Pelosi. Remember, she did that. She was good morning, Sunday morning. Just senile because none of these people ever actually retire. I don't know what they hope to get out of this. You've already made all your money. Why are you still doing this? Like the most important job, like one of the most important jobs in the world, which is, leading the free world, I suppose. And it's like, why are you sticking this out into your 80s? Just go to one of your weird sex enclaves, your weird sex islands where you drain the adrenochrome out of children's pineal glands and go have fun. I don't know why you have to still maintain this position of power, well into your 70s and 80s. Most people retire. Most people like stop working at like 62, 63, 64, or 65. And then I guess it's just if they say do what you love, you never work a day in your life. There's the people that are doing what they love, they never actually retire. And so I guess if you have a job where you get to suck the sweet, sweet adrenochrome out of children's brains, and you get to tell people, create the world as it is and manipulate events and have power over everybody. I guess you wouldn't want to retire. It's sort of like how you see, a lot of entertainers and artists, they work until they just work until they die. Um, look at what's a good example? I think like Don Rickles was doing stand up right up there until he passed away. I think he had a Vegas residency and he was calling a biracial fellow a mulatto as his heart stopped. That was Don Rickles, and so I guess this is if you really are finding a lot of joy and purpose in what you do. In Nancy Pelosi's case, it would be drinking the nectar that is the adrenochrome out of a child's pineal gland, and then doing insider trading and manipulating the politics and laws of this country and global geopolitics to further your own interest, for the betterment of your own life and the life of your kin and offspring and future generations, so that you may maintain a 1,000-year reign, Pelosi reign. I guess you wouldn't want to retire. Um, I guess that's a really addicting, folks. Hey, but speaking of, give me money. Let's hit some super chat. Hey, it works. It's actually kind of cool now with the internet that they brought panhandling to the home. If you're fortunate enough to have a place where you can have a computer and internet connection, you can do panhandling just from the comfort of your own home, rather than having to hoof it out there to the streets with a sign and beg people for money on the street corners. You can just do it from your webcam, and I guess it can make you quite it can be quite lucrative. I suppose. Um, that was something I learned hanging out with KB the other day, Kevin Brennan, because I did that show for what, like 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure he made at least $1,000 in the course of over the course of 2 hours. I'm not sure, and that you got to factor in taxes, and then YouTube takes their cut. But that ain't bad money to just sit there for a couple hours and scream about something Ray DeVito did. That ain't bad. That ain't a bad way to make a living. There's worse ways to make a living. I mean, for years, pursuing this sort of whatever these artistic endeavors or whatever. For years, there were always people asking me like about artistic integrity, or like, what do you want to be as an artist, or would you be happy making money that way or whatever? And I'm like, I would be pretty happy making a living doing anything other than anything I've been doing. You know what I mean? Like working like an office job or retail or fast food or any of that. People were always like I remember when I first started going on like all the gas digital stuff, skanks and all that, and there were people I was friends with back home that are more gay in the way they think. They were like, "Is this really the audience you want? Is this how you want to be an artist and make you to do whatever?" And I'm like, I would want to do anything other than what I've been doing. And so if this is how it all shakes out, and I get an audience and I can actually make a living doing this, then it is what I want. I'm sorry I don't have like this whatever misplaced sense of artistic integrity it is you have, where you're going to be piddling away at open mics for the next 15 years, because because you think you're too good to shuck and jive for racists on the internet. Okay, I'm not better than that. I'll tell you that much. I'll do racism for money, you know, for sure. I've done it. I've been there. I've said, there was a time in my life when I thought the funniest thing that you could do is be racist, and I've grown since then. I've come to understand that the funniest thing you could do is hate women, which transcends race, because there's the women, can be white, they can be black, they can be Chinese. There's a lot of races out there, and that's this is a higher level of thinking. It's a higher mode of thought. So I don't hate any one race. I'm inclusive, and I hate women. They always be talking and complaining and shopping, running up the damn credit card, asking questions during movies, and it's like, bitch, just watch the movie. I know as much as you do. We just started watching this. Why come you think that I would know what's going on? And I've never seen this movie before. The story is unfolding before me as it is you. Put your fucking phone down and watch the goddamn movie, bitch. Yeah, that's what I say. You know how these broads be. So that that's sort of how I've grown and evolved as an artist over the years. Is I certainly see the foibles of my youth being that I tried to be racist when it turns out I should have been sexist this entire time, and because racism is just foolish, you know. Um, race is kind of a construct when you think about it. Gender, not so much. I guess. What am I talking? What the fuck am I talking about? Um, what's going on in the chat? Kanto Hair says crack for Prez. Sure, crack can be president. Um, what? Hassan Hook says, hope everyone is well today. Thank you, Hassan. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. Crypto took a nosedive. That's for sure. We're still recovering in the crypto markets. All the coins are still trying to bounce back because Iran done tried to pull some slick shit, and so everybody got scared, and crypto just started tanking. Everything dropped like crazy. These crypto apps. I've never done any like investing before, so I don't know if all the apps do this. Like if you're using like an actual stock market app, I don't know if it does this, but I know like with the crypto apps, you have this like live ticker, this like up to the second reporting of like what everything is doing and what it's been doing and what the dollar amount of your investments is like up to the nanosecond, and it becomes like this and it like an addiction almost worse than like opiates, because you just like you have this money you put into this app and then you could just sit there for out just all day checking this ticker and refreshing it to see if the number goes up or down, and if it like it does feel like you're at a casino. Like it feels like you're hitting the slot machine and just hoping that it lands on something that lights up and bing 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 bonus round, and then everything starts spinning and it's making all this noise, and some like 80-year-old lady next to you pats you on the back and she's like, oh, that's a hot one. That machine is hot. Don't leave that one. You're good luck. All the superstition that comes with degenerate gamblers. I've been there. If you get me in a casino, I'll be up $2,000 and then I'll be down $2,000. Never walked away ahead. I've hit some slot machines and gotten unbelievably lucky, and the people I'm with tell me you got to get out of here. Nobody gets this lucky at the Monopoly slot machine. You know, it's like just go cash out and leave. And I go, no, I think I can turn my entire life around at the Choctaw Casino in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Just give me some time. And then by the time I leave, I'm actually like negative $200 in my bank account at the Choctaw and Broken Bow, which is especially sad if you've ever been to the Choctaw and Broken Bow, Oklahoma. It's one of the more pitiful Indian casinos you can go to. There ain't nothing there. Oh, super chat from Scazzo, $5. He says, speaking of growing as an artist, what are 3 things your previous co-host Kevin could use/improve upon as a podcast co-host? Could he ever make a return? Kevin's always welcome back. He's called me and said that he feels weird about like not being there, and he would feel weird about trying to come back because he would, I don't know what his reservations are, but I told him if you ever just wanted to show back up, we wouldn't make mention of it too much. It would just be, oh, Kevin's here. And as far as improving as a broadcaster, look, I'm not a professional broadcaster myself. I am actually. Actually, forget that I just said that. But I'm certainly no Glenn Beck. I'll tell you that much. I would just say, honestly, I just think Kevin should not be drunk. That's it. If he would just show up at least somewhat sober, rather than 20 Michelob Ultras in, then that would work. But there were some episodes we did where he was noticeably shit hammered drunk, and I was like, well, this is gonna be tough to work with during this episode because drunk people either uh you know don't have any presence of mind to do good at a conversation, to be present for a conversation, and so they can be belligerent and constantly interrupting and interjecting and saying something saying dumb things, or he'll just be checked out and just not even talking at all. uh that's kind of what it's like to be really drunk. So that, I mean, that's it. Just don't be inebriated too much. I mean, I know Sal is constantly smoking dabs, but I guess it's different. I don't know. I do feel like, as much as I harp on the negative aspects of marijuana consumption, how it's maybe not the health, um whatever the health thing that people think it is because of Rogan or whatever, where people talk about how, all the benefits of weed, and how it's actually, not only is it not bad for you, it's like eating a sensu bean from Dragon Ball Z. Um, I don't buy into that. I think weed has a lot of potentially negative consequences, and it's an intoxicant. You're becoming intoxicated, but I guess it is different than drinking because I've been around people who are high all the time, where it's like you would be smarter and more focused and more capable with everything you do if you would, like, cut this out, not do it so much. But I mean, you seem to be functioning fine. Whereas if you're shit hammered drunk, you're not going to be of much service to whatever you're trying to do. That's why you can, if you work in an office, you can pop in the bathroom and take some pulls off the dab pen, and probably do your job okay. But if you went into the bathroom and you were drinking Listerine and had a flask full of liquor, and were getting hammered in the bathroom, you'd probably be fired before the day is over. Unless you're just high functioning. I don't know. Jigglypuff in the chat says weed is just way stronger than it used to be. That's why it's fucking people up. But has anybody noticed that, man? They got this weed now. The weed so damn strong now. When I was a boy, you buy what they call it, swag, and it'd be having the seeds. You got to pick out the seeds and stems, and you was lucky if it even got you high. Sometimes you might have been just smoking sage. You might have been clearing the demons at your house, not even realize you ain't even getting high. You're just purifying the house with the sage. Like a white woman with dreadlocks. And now the weed is very strong. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, whatever science they're doing with weed is certainly making it I don't know, strong. I don't do any of it anymore. Uh Kunto Harris says Delta 8/9 is like the old weed. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm over it. Like, I just can't do any of that anymore. I mean, if it works for you, it works. I'm not going to condemn or demonize anybody that likes a little bit of the herb. I just can't do it anymore. And I do think that, like, if you can swing it, sobriety is probably the way to go. Just try and stay sober and remain focused and steadfast in your resolve and your passions and works that you do throughout this life. Because I don't think drugs necessarily make you more creative or make you work harder or anything. That's a narrative that a lot of people like to, very romantic idea. That's like, oh, the weed is unlocking parts of my brain that I'm doing things I didn't think I could do before. But I mean, Zappa was sober. I mean, he smoked cigarettes like crazy, but Frank Zappa ain't be doing no drugs, and he was coming up with all them crazy songs sober. Mike Patton, another guy, completely sober. Just caffeine, I think. Who's another one? Henry Rollins. That's not a good example. He sucks. But I mean, he's successful, but he sucks. Never liked him. Never understood Black Flag. Never got into that. I've always thought the tattoo looked stupid. So, you're punk rock, but you're gonna get like a tattoo of an album cover or the band's logo? Gay, very gay. And then that little solo thing he had where he had them big neck muscles, also really really bad. And then he just became like a public speaker, which is like, I know that there's punk guys who've done that. Like Jello Biafra made that move where it's like, okay, I'm done singing about how scary and bad the government is. I'll just go talk about it now. And so I guess Henry Rollins tried to do that, but he's just corny when he goes on stage. He wraps the microphone cable around his hand like he's still doing like hardcore stuff, and he looks preposterous. So he sucks. So that's not a good argument for sobriety. Michael Hall in the chat says he was good in Def Jam Fight for New York. That's true. What's he doing in that game though? I do remember that game, I think. Why was Henry Rollins in that? Why is he canoodling around with the street toughs of all these African American hip hop fellows that are fighting each other? Why is he in there? I don't understand. I will say Jigglypuff says in the chat that you liked him in Rollins' band and you never got into Black Flag, but you liked him in Sons of Anarchy where he was a neo-Nazi with we ain't got to say what that tattoo said, but if you've seen the show, you know what it says. I've seen Rollins act and stuff before, and I do think he can be a competent actor for sure. I think when he's given, somebody has to write something for Henry Rollins. They have to say like, well, this is a Henry Rollins character. Then I guess he can pull that off. But other than that, he sucks, and he's not a good. He doesn't make a good argument for staying sober because it's like, damn, if this is what you're coming up with sober, maybe you could have used a little drink, a little bit of the grape or the herb, Mr. Rollins. But there's a lot of sober guys out there who are just they're just focused, they're tapped into something. David Lynch, sober. He ain't doing no drugs. He's smoking cigarettes like crazy. Didn't he finally say he has emphysema? It's like the last 2 years, David Lynch has had emphysema. I mean, he's outlived like everybody that was on Twin Peaks. Jack Nance, Miguel Ferrer, the log lady, she's dead. The guy who played Bob, but I mean, he died years ago. He had AIDS, I think. What's his name? Salva or something. I can't remember his name. You guys, you guys are talking about Sons of Anarchy in the chat? I never finished it. I thought it was a really stupid show. It was cool at first, and then once they went to Ireland, I was out after that. I was like, well, why are they? Wait, they're taking motorcycles to Ireland to do motorcycle fights in Ireland? This is really really stupid. But I mean, I don't know, it's TV. I guess maybe I'll give it another chance. Something about it just made me feel bad. It felt very the show just felt grotesque to me. Like what's the word? Like exploitate, like a grindhouse movie, but it's 14 hours long each season. It didn't seem like anyone had any real redeeming qualities, and there was no one I necessarily rooted for. And there were just moments in the show that I found to be disturbing in the way that people were responding to them. Like there's that scene where it really lost me was that scene where they set that dude's daughter on fire in front of him, And then like 2 episodes later, he's like getting high on mushrooms and just having a good time. And I'm like, didn't you just watch your daughter like burn to death? Like, the way people are uh the way the characters were responding to what was happening around them. I just was like, that's what's grossed me out the most, is these people just seem to have like zero, they have no morality, nor does anything like seem to phase them in any way, or they're not learning from anything that's happening. And the argument could be made that they're sociopaths or whatever. To me, it just felt like a guy trying to be extreme and edgy in the way he wrote a TV show. But I mean, hey, hats off to Kurt Sutter for writing it and creating it and getting, I mean, what, 7 seasons, 8 seasons of Sons of Anarchy, and then 5 or 6 seasons of Mayans. You know, better man than I. Um, who I don't know who Emma Goldman is. Jigglypuff. Um, Ray Donovan was tight. The first episode, I only watched like the first episode, but I like John Voight. I like horny John Voight for sure. My shit right now is Tulsa King, and I'm scared. I'm scared because some article just came out about how Sylvester Stallone is causing trouble on set because he's just being a dickhead. He's just like insulting the other people working on the show, like extras and crew members. He's like, "What are these fat folks doing on my show?" And they're like, everybody's getting pissed off at him and just walking off the show. So hopefully we get a second season, but if we only ever get that just perfect first season that we got, I mean, I guess I can be happy. But Tulsa King is awesome. And it is like, it's interesting to see an actor of that caliber, which I suppose in recent years he's certainly diminished in his ability and artistic output, Sylvester Stallone. But there was a time when he was winning Oscars. Rocky, First Blood, or at least getting nominated. He was making really incredible movies. And then, what's the last movie? What's the last movie he made? Expendables 3, I guess, or 4. Um, and so, like many movie stars nowadays, he's jumped to television, and he's on Tulsa King. Cunto Heroes know what Tulsa King is on. It's on Paramount Plus. An excellent repository for shows that no one watches, or I guess a lot of people watch because everybody's watching Yellowstone. Tulsa King is tight though. That's one of my favorites. I like that. I watched the first couple episodes of Reacher. I thought that was cool. I like that guy, the guy from Blue Mountain State. He's a big old dude. I thought that was pretty cool. There's really nothing I'm watching now. I mean, that new Fallout show was cool. I mean, I've seen people like complaining about it who I guess love the games a little too much. I never gave a shit about the games. I played part 3 when it came out when I was a kid, and I just thought it was like mostly broken. Just like they created this big expansive world where it's like a lot of it just doesn't work, and I wasn't particularly invested in the story or engaged with it at all. And so I don't have any like intimate connection with, or any sort of feelings about the Fallout games one way or the other. It's a cool idea. What if it was the 50s, but also the future? Um, that's fun. And there's the post apocalypse or whatever, and the radio is just playing 50s music. That's fun. So I started watching that Fallout show. I didn't know. So I guess the whole season is directed by Jonathan Nolan. Chris Nolan's brother. So there's like some there's some pedigree there. And not the Triple H finisher. Now, not the dog food, but just some quality workers on that show. Jonathan Nolan is directing it, and we got the Gogs. Walton Goggins is in it. Dale Dickey shows up at one point. Who else is in it? Matt Berry does a voice. There's a lot of cool. Michael Rappaport, he shows up. He's great in it. I thought. Oh yeah, Kyle MacLachlan, the Special Agent Dale Cooper. He's in it. It's a cool show. And there's a lot of people online complaining about it because it's not what's the word I'm looking for, is it's not adhering to the canon story of the games or whatever. I'm like, who cares? It's cool. It looks cool. It's fun. Dude, the way they're doing this Goggins character, this ghoul character that he's playing, did you guys ever read Preacher or watch the show Preacher? There's this character in Preacher called the Saint of Killers. And if you're familiar with it at all, that's basically what this Walton Goggins character is in Fallout. Is he's this ghoul that's like been around forever, and he's sort of like this Saint of Killers type character. It's awesome. Chris Mack, Preacher, Preacher. It's about a preacher from a little town called I forget the name of the town, somewhere in Texas, and he gets possessed by this entity that gives him this power that's like the word of God. So it's sort of like that character Purple Man from Daredevil, Kilgrave. Kilgrave was the main villain in Jessica Jones. So it's like a power this guy gets from whatever this like cosmic entity. Just that he can say whatever he says in this using this word power compels people to have to do what he says. So there's like a part in the comic book where he tells this guy to go fuck himself. So the guy goes home and cuts his own dick off and shoves it up his ass. That's sort of that's his power. But there's this character in Preacher that's called the Saint of Killers that has to be awoken by these angels so they can carry forth God's orders to go find this entity, and do away with it as it exists inside of this guy Jesse Custer, this preacher. And the Saints of Killers is just this this tank, this indestructible force of nature that's very enigmatic, very mysterious, and that's sort of what this Walton Goggins character is in this Fallout show. They have to have drawn like some sort of inspiration from the Saints of Killers, because there's too many similarities between whatever this ghoul character Goggins is playing and that character from Preacher, that I'm like, okay, they're drawn from that character. They have to be. Or maybe I'm just connecting dots that aren't there, yeah, that's it. Anvil, Texas. That's the name of the town. I wonder if it holds up. I haven't read that book since I was a teenager. And in recent years, I've tried reading other stuff from Garth Ennis and just like hated it. Like I tried, like The Boys got really popular, so I tried to read the comic book, and I was like, I do not like this at all. And so I wonder if I would still enjoy Preacher now, because it feels like a very, I think you have to be 17 to enjoy it. Maybe I don't know. I like the TV show when that was on, but they did it differently when they did that AMC show, which I think is better than The Boys. They're adapting Garth Ennis comic books. I think that Preacher TV show is a better show than The Boys, but just nobody watched it. But I read the comic when I was a boy, and I remember enjoying it because I turned my back on the church, and I was like, oh, this comic book about how God God is actually maybe kind of a bad guy, but new rule. Um, this Bill Maher, this Bill Maher ass comic book. So that's cool when you're 17, but then as I've grown up, maybe it's not as cool as I thought it was. He's a very cynical ass. This Garth Ennis fellow, and the boys, the comic book sucks. So the TV show sucks too. The TV show is like really bad now. I don't really care for it anymore. Um, I don't like most things, to be honest with you. Most things that are happening nowadays, I ain't enjoying none of this. Look at what's going on. Iran just tried to do World War III. That's bad news, or whatever's going on. I don't know. All I know is that crypto tanked. Crypto took a damn dip, and I'm losing my shirt on that. I mean, I'm not too invested in crypto. I've got some investments. I got some Avalanche. I got some Ripple. I got some Ethereum. I got a little bit of Bitcoin. But that's about it. I was reading some of these crypto threads on Reddit, and I mean, there's guys on there who are like, okay, you don't want to time the market. You want to make regular investments into the market. That's the best strategy. And so it's a guy who's like, I'm putting in at least $1,000 a week on my coins that I've picked. And I'm like, you're spending $4,000 a month on cryptocurrency? That seems uh at least a little bit bonkers to me. I'm not doing nothing like that, but I'm certainly hoping that it pays off. It's definitely my last ditch Hail Mary throw to try and turn my life around is to buy like 500 ripples. Um, but the whole market took a nosedive. And somebody in the chat earlier said that crypto doesn't make sense to them, that they don't understand it. I don't think anybody does. I gotta be honest with you. I've talked to a lot of people about it and made every attempt to understand it myself. And the conclusion that I've drawn is none of you understand what this is or what it does or is supposed to do. And you've all just created this new language to speak to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, when at the end of the day, this is just gambling and nobody knows what's going on. Don't try and act like you have any idea what this is or what's actually happening here. You're just picking things based on nothing and hoping that it pays off. And that's my kind of investing. You ain't gonna find that at Charles Schwab, I'll tell you that much. Oh, what's going on in the chat? Gratuitous. That is how I would describe the boys, Jigglypuff. Runaway Slav says the Iranian Khomeini, the Khomeini just announced that the drone attacks was a one-time retaliation for the Israeli strike on the Iranian embassy in Damascus, and the attacks are over. Iran is doing tit for tat. Ooh, I like the sound of that. I like tits. I like tats. For sure. I like looking at titties, and I like nice tattoo artwork for sure. But yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. So this is a one-time thing. It was a scur, just a quick scur. So I wonder how this will affect my crypto investments. Perhaps everything will rebound, and then possibly, as they say in the crypto forums, moon, as in they're going to shoot to the moon in value. I'm hoping. It can't just be Bitcoin. That can't be the only one that this happens to. That it has this big time appreciation in value. There's got to be at least a few others that hit. If you're looking at the Vegas odds on this, if you're a betting man, is not just crypto, not just Bitcoin. I mean, crypto is, I guess, the umbrella term for all this dumb shit. And so you got Bitcoin and Ethereum, kind of two big ones. I like Ripple. Ripple seems promising, and the AVAX looks good. Everybody tells me I gotta get into Solana, but that's a bit pricey right now. That's trading at like 100. Well, ever since the dip yesterday, it's at about 130 right now for one Solana. So who knows? But I'm just sitting on it, trying to figure out how to, you got to diversify. That's what they say, right? You got to diversify your money and make your money work for you, and diversify your revenue streams. I've created many revenue streams. I got my crypto investments. That's going to start working for me soon. I got the YouTube. Okay. I got the YouTube channel. I got Patreon. Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. I got Twitter. I'm making money on Twitter now. I've created multiple revenue streams that combined are paying me very little. It's not a lot of money, but I've created the streams. Right now it's a babbling brook that will flow into a mighty river, on which will float a some sort of a like riverboat casino, and that's what that's what all this is. Jigglypuff in the chat wants to know if I still got my sales job. Yeah, I'm okay at it. I mean, I get base salary plus commission. So it's like, even if I don't sell anything, I mean, they'll be upset and I'll have to do coachings or whatever, but I still am guaranteed my base salary. And I just kind of just sit there all day, not really doing much. And I mean, and don't denigrate yourself, Jigglypuff, for having not gone to college. Jigglypuff says he's back in kitchens, for his no college ass. There's a lot of people who went to college that are working in kitchens. College is not the provide you the is not the value is not what it once was in secondary education. It's definitely been there's been some inflation happening in the world of academia, and the college education has certainly been devalued. So I know plenty of people who have degrees and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and they're working as like, bartenders. So that's the world. That's the world we live in. And that's why so many people are banking on crypto and sports betting, because ain't nothing really paying off otherwise. Hey, speaking of, let's get some super chats going. You guys want me to read some Bible verses or something? Or I don't know. I'm just it was more than anything. I'm just trying out this morning thing. Doesn't Butterly do this? He does like a Sunday morning thing. Am I getting in the way of his shit? I feel like it's really early right now, so I can't imagine that we're crossing streams. And what I do is much different than what anyone else is doing. I'm not playing a video game or anything like that. I'm just chilling and rambling. So we're just hey, we're just having. You guys want to get into some news? How about some news? Yeah, what's in the news? It's all Iran, Israel. Let's see. NPR, Conan O'Brien's Hot Ones is burning up the internet. Dude, that show sucks, by the way. I don't know. I feel like this, in the same way that I can't like understand the success and appeal of like Lex Friedman. That Sean Evans guy is such a drip. Just no charisma, no personality, like just a blank slate. The way I described it is the default human, like the default human on a Skyrim character creation screen. It's just like the first thing that's thrown in front of you, where it's just like, yeah, here's a hairless, bald nothing, and then you'll want to dress it up and add something to it yourself. But no, it's just the default human from a video game character creation screen, and he's not funny. He seems like not particularly engaging in any way. I don't know. And then like all of a sudden, this is like the biggest talk show on the internet. Is this grotesque display of gluttony where people eat 6 chicken wings. They don't even a lot of them don't even really eat them. I've seen ones where they just like they'll just do like a nibble, and it's like, okay, you're allowed to eat. I know that you're Jared Leto or whoever's on there, and so you got to maintain your public profile, or you can't be seen eating too much or whatever. But it's like, eat the damn wing, because if you're gonna come on a show like this, eat the damn wing. Eat the damn wing. That's what I say. A lot of them don't even eat the wing, and then they overdo it and overact and try too hard. We're like, oh my goodness, this here might be the spiciest damn thing I ever put in my mouth. Like, you barely put any sauce on there. So I mean, kudos to Conan for actually going for it with the sauce. But I mean, the show itself sucks. It's just boring, and that guy has no personality. He's boring. The format, it does gross me out. I don't like this blending of eating chicken wings, which is visually a disgusting food to watch someone eat. And I feel gross when I'm eating chicken wings. I feel so primal and sloppy if I'm trying to eat chicken wings. I don't want to watch other people eat these damn things. Yeah, I just think the show, and like the praise that this Sean Evans guy always gets is like, oh well, he asks good questions. He's a good interviewer, and it's like anybody could do that. That's not unique to him. The reason you don't see that on Fallon or any of these other guys is because like these shows are bought and paid for by like corporate, like I don't even whatever the decision making process is that goes into why Colbert sucks. It's like, really, anybody can ask good questions. You have the internet. You can research everything about anyone's life and come up with decent questions. So I mean, why this guy, this Sean? Who is this Sean Evans dude? Who are these people? Who the fuck are these? Who are these? This is that guy, Lex Friedman. He seems like a dolt. A damn ignoramus, just an imbecilic lout. I mean, what am I? Am I any better? I ain't better than nobody. Should we take some calls? Or should I wrap this up soon? I mean, we've been going about a little over an hour now. We'll do another. We'll see. We'll give it another however many minutes. I did wake up and drink the haterade, dude. I'm dissatisfied with a lot of things, and I'm myself being the main thing that I'm dissatisfied with. But a lot of things I see nowadays, I'm just upset with, and find to be unenjoyable. And you're not, and then people get upset when you criticize people and stuff now. Like they take like some sort of personal grievance with you, where it's like, how dare you criticize my favorite podcaster or content creator? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Sorry that I insulted your close personal friend, Bert Kreischer or whoever it may be. I didn't realize that y'all were like that. It's like, I mean, fuck these people. They're not absolved. They're not like above being criticized. They're not absolved of the scrutiny of criticism. That is something that we should all be criticizing and wishing for greater things, better output from our artists and entertainers. Because even though you may not create yourself as an artist, if you're not that kind of person, you still have taste. You still have can be discerning and know the difference between good and bad and what you like and don't like and all that. And you're allowed to have taste, therefore you're allowed to criticize and feel a certain way about what people are doing. And so I would like people to criticize, if you're going to criticize me, even criticize me for my creative output, not me shitting on people that I think suck. You know what I mean? Let's see. What is going on? What are y'all talking about in the chat? The demands for apologies has dramatically devalued the core principle of meaningful apologies. Isn't that going? That's going away. What are you talking? How'd y'all get on this? That's going away. All that culture wars stuff, the cancel culture, the pendulum, or whatever people were talking about for a while. That's all good. That's going away, and we're getting back to I don't know, our time of Renaissance, I guess. Scotty, what do you mean by that? 5 really? Is it 5 a.m. where you are? I don't know what you mean. I don't know why you're just typing in numbers. Are you saying the number of viewers? Because I'm showing that we got at least 20 in here right now, which is kind of cool. That's cool. As early as it is, we got 20 people. Or you're just mentioning the number of super chats I've gotten. Yeah, I got one from Scazo. Hey, for a channel this small, relatively speaking, for a depending on where you are, right now it's 8 a.m. on the East Coast, 7 a.m. Central. I hop on unannounced and just start rambling, and somebody throws me a little scratch. We got 20 people in here, and I get a super chat. Hey, that ain't bad. Okay, you try making money broadcasting, Scotty. Don't come at me. Or what are you talking about? My Patreon? I'm not doing the fucking dollar tier on the Patreon. It's $5. It's $5. Look, if you're willing to pay $1 for someone's Patreon, then you're willing to pay $5. I'm not doing this $1 a month tier thing to try and get people into the Patreon and pump the numbers. Just pay the $5 or don't. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I want people to subscribe to it, but it's $5. This dollar thing, that devalues the Patreon. Okay, you want to pay $1 for a Patreon? Go fucking subscribe to Column's Mick ass potato having ass Patreon. Mine's $5. You get what you pay for. It's premium content. Okay, it's not discount content. It's premium content. So it's $5 minimum. $3, I might consider. Runaway Sloth. $3, that's a good. Hey, we might meet in the middle. But honestly, it's $5. And then we got 10, we got 15, and we also got a $25 tier. And that's all available on patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. But Scotty, if you don't want to subscribe to Patreon, don't subscribe. And you'll miss out on all the excellent, wonderful premium episodes and bonus content that we have to offer on the Cornfed Patreon. And guess what? We do the Crowder Boys every week. Myself, Robbie Goodwin, and Crack Amico. We do the Crowder Boys every week. We're about to have a Patreon for that show. Okay? And so that's going to be minimum $5. And do you want to miss out on that too? Michael Hall in the chat says the sticker is pretty nice. Thank you, Michael. Got his decal. $25 a month gets you the decal after 3 months. So it is effectively $75 for a sticker. I mean, but you still also get all the premium episodes and bonus content. It's a good deal. So that's all at patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. Here we go. We got a caller. Oh, my good friend. What do you call yourself now? Cunt Blankula?
Yep. I'm Cunt Blankula now.
Okay.
But I just thought I thought it was funny. People are haggling a price for your Patreon.
Oh yeah, this whoever the Scotty guy is, it's all he ever brings up when he reaches out to me is that he doesn't like the fact that the Patreon is $5. It's $5. I mean, all these guys that do a dollar tier, it ends up being $5 anyway. Though they get in like a certain number of people at the dollar tier, and they go, "Okay, we're capping it off there." Now it's $5.
How about Tree Fitty?
Tree Fitty might work, but I mean, it's $5.
Yeah,
it's like honestly, if you can't afford $5 a month for the Patreon, then I mean, don't be subscribing to Patreons. To be honest with you,
pretty much.
It's definitely sort of a luxury purchase. A $5 a month subscription
and the dollar just doesn't go very far anymore.
Oh, that ain't that. Hey, in this economy.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have another caller. We'll do some callers and we'll wrap this up here in the next, however long. But we got some callers. We got Jigglypuff here. What's going on?
So, can you hear me, dog?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Word.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, that bartering is funny. Like we're at a flea market.
Yeah, he wants to haggle with me on the Patreon. You just don't get the Patreon, Scotty. You're missing out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till I compete more before I go on Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you got your finances in order before you start looking into Patreons. But mine should definitely be at the top of anyone's list. Patreon.com/cornfedwith Dalton Pruitt. And I'm certainly trying.
I'm a physical media guy. I like buying DVDs and video games on the physical copies. So if you start selling physical copies of your Patreon, then maybe we can work out a deal.
Well, the $25 tier gets you the decal. That's physical.
That is physical.
That's tangible. People have gotten them. My good friend of the show, Chris Elliott, who we had on last week, he got his. Michael Hall got his, so that means he gets to be on the podcast. That's another perk that you get with that tier is once you get the decal, you get to be on the podcast. Who else is doing that? Who else is reaching out to the common man like this?
Not many.
The common man, like I'm uncommon, like I'm probably doing worse than fucking anyone here.
Dalton, you're like 1 in 100, so don't sell yourself short.
I'm 1 in 100, baby.
Yeah. Right? No, you're a feudal lord, man. Don't sell yourself short. We are the common man compared to the feudality of the Pruitts.
The feudality of myself. I'm a duke,
which may not be a word.
I'm a duke of the content fiefdom. Fiefdom? I don't know how you pronounce that. The vassal. But I am a lord. I'm a landed gentry. So wait, what were we talking about?
Damn.
I don't know, Patreon and
Patreon. Oh, I got Spotify again. I've been using Spotify again, and once again, I'm paying $10 a month. Well, I got the free month because I got a new email address. But once again, I'm subscribed to a premium music streaming service to listen to about the same 3 albums just over and over again.
Yeah, I hate it because I've got, which I ended up not doing it because like $40 a month on music streaming services is too much. But I had Spotify and SoundCloud and YouTube because they all have different stuff. And that was just really fucking annoying to pay $40 to not own any of it and like all that shit. So I just have Spotify now.
Yes, I mean Spotify is tight. It's cool. Because I was just using YouTube for a while, but they're, just doing free music on YouTube can be lacking and frustrating to try and use. So I was like, well, I'm not subscribing to YouTube Premium for music, so I'll do Spotify. And once again, it's mostly I'm just listening to like Rubberneck by the Toadies, Angel Dust by Faith No More, and what's another album I like? What's that Helmet album? The big album by Helmet, whatever that one is. Also that. So it's like those three are in rotation. So I'm just listening to 3 different 30-year-old albums.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
I try getting back into Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday is tight. Refused. I like Refused. I like I don't know. American.
Oh, you know what I've been getting back into? What? I rewatched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou a couple weeks ago. And I've been really digging that soundtrack because I don't even normally like country music or blues, despite being from the South, like the dirty South. But I really like that soundtrack. I've been putting on that Man of Constant Sorrow while I'm driving around a lot.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. That's a good movie, good soundtrack. Yeah, I like country music. I like bluegrass, for sure. That's good. I listen to a lot of country. I like John Prine a lot. All the guys, Iris DeMent. Now Beyonce, I guess. I guess Beyonce's doing country now. So I guess I have to like it because she's black. She's a black woman, so I have to like it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, black people make the best country music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
that's their culture
already? The country shit's already out.
Yeah, her country album.
Have you guys heard it?
No, I ain't listening to that shit.
I wanted to hear a review.
I think the last time I listened to Beyonce sing a song was in the Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, I think same here.
Like that's the closest I come to listening to Beyonce.
Oh, get this. Listen to this. This is the mechanisms of capitalism at work here, recreating an old industry due to the anxieties of people because of the way the industry is now. Okay, well, you'll get what I mean by that. Because I just found this article that says the dumb phone boom is real. A burgeoning cottage industry caters to beleaguered smartphone users desperate to escape their screens, by Kyle Chayka, April 10th, 2024. This is from the New Yorker. I don't even have
David Tell?
Yeah, I don't even have to read this to know what this is about, but I'm sure it gets into it. But I guess people are feel as though they're too addicted to smartphones and rendered anxious, or whatever psychological issues have arisen due to having a damn computer in your pocket all the time.
And they're stealing your data all the time.
They're stealing your damn data.
They're radiating your testicles too.
Yeah. So now there's this re-emerging industry, this re-emerging market of like Nokia phones, I guess, to capitalize on people's everyone's lack of willpower and discipline to manage their screen time. And so now it's like, do you want to pay, instead of paying $1,200 for an iPhone, would you like to pay $1,200 for a Nokia flip phone? In that way, we can unshackle you from the constraints of a smartphone with our new innovative flip phone technology that's as expensive as the iPhone. In that way, you can now not be beleaguered by both the comfort and burden of technological innovation.
I bet it still won't have Snake on it either.
It's not. Hey, you forgot the most important part. It ain't got Snake on it. So it says here, Will Stoltz spent too much time on his iPhone, doom scrolling the site formerly known as Twitter, and tweeting angrily at Elon Musk, as if the billionaire would actually notice. Okay, so right off the bat, we're talking about a guy who's just an idiot.
So the article is making fun of him?
No, the article is kind of
as if Elon would even know.
No, the article is sort of like slyly criticizing Elon and Twitter, because it doesn't mention that the site is now called X. It just says the site formerly known as Twitter, and saying that this guy is tweeting angrily at Elon. So it's the article is sympathetic to these people. So in introducing it this way, is like already portraying that this is an experience that many are having with their smartphones. They're mad at Elon and doing this. So Will Stoltz is just this placeholder, this everyman that represents, the people now. Really, what right after that first sentence, this guy's just an idiot who lacks any sort of self-awareness or discipline to just not do this. Stoltz's partner, Daisy Krigbaum, his girlfriend, was addicted to Pinterest and YouTube, binging videos on her iPhone before going to sleep. 2 years ago, they both tried Apple's screen time restriction tool and found it too easy to disable. So the pair decided to trade out their iPhones for more low-tech devices. I mean, this is already, what this already is like the cell phone equivalent to just like Weight Watchers, or food. Just the way that everybody's trying to unlock the secrets of health and nutrition through.
If only there was a pill for it, where you took a pill and then you wouldn't use your goddamn phone.
Yeah, if only there was some company that could step in and sell me something so that I don't have to be a fat fucking moron anymore. That would help me, rather than everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. They just don't do it anyway because they lack the discipline or willpower to do so. Because I have an iPhone, and I possess the means and the ability to set this fucking thing down and not be like this, but I don't do it because what I want the buzz, I want the thrill of scrolling,
and I want the nearsightedness.
Yeah, I want the nearsight, but I know the mental, psychological detriment that this is causing me. The same way I know that, if I eat an entire, store-bought blackberry cobbler at Mrs. Stouffer's, that's also bad. I shouldn't do that, but I just lack the discipline to not do it. And so it's, there's no like some secret that's being, gate kept from me that I got to go buy somebody something that they're selling to figure this out. It's like, I know what I should be doing. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. They straight up umbrella corked your ass where they sold you the virus and the cure.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening here. Is the phone company sold the virus, and they're also selling the antidote, the cure, the vaccine. So it says here they'd heard about so-called dumb phones, which lacked the kinds of bells and whistles, a high-resolution screen, an app store, a video camera that made smartphones so addictive. But they found the process of acquiring one hard to navigate. Quote, the information on it was kind of disparate and hard to get to. A lot of people who know the most about dumb phones spend the least time online, Krigbaum said. Just go to the Sprint store.
Yeah, just get a jitterbug. Old people get those and set it up. Like, get a fucking jitterbug.
It's like if you're only criteria, if the only thing you're looking for is a phone that's not a smartphone, literally just go to any cell phone store and just say, do you have flip phones? And they'll go, oh yeah, sure. And then you could get you a Nextel, chirp, chirp, where you at? One of them phones that black people have to use because they got bad credit.
Yeah.
That's really, dude, that's honestly, this is the gentrification of black people's cell phones. This is like these people are willingly adopting like the phones that black people have to use because they have like 430 credit scores, and it's rich white yuppies who feel that they're too addicted to their $1,300 iPhones that they're like, I gotta go get a shitty phone now. And what this is gonna do, much like soul food and in bad neighborhoods, is drive up the fucking price of the things that black people have to have and that it's only available to them. It's now going to make it inaccessible for the people that really need it.
It's hilarious though that both the phone has a chirp, but then the smoke detector also has that chirp in the background.
Exactly.
They just love that. They
Dude,
love that.
I mean,
apparently,
the lives of black people are it's a cacophony of chirps.
Wait, hold on. Is Beyonce's? Go ahead.
Say, do they make any rap music with the chirp sound?
Somebody has to have at this point.
But is Beyonce's country album revenge for gentrification?
Maybe.
Like she's like, all right, let's see how y'all like it. Country music tickets are about to go way up.
And then white people are like, you know what? Actually, that was kind of pleasant. Keep doing it. Here's my money.
They'll be like, we pay $300 for Bon Jovi. We can fucking afford this. That's what white people will say.
Here's your reparations.
Yeah. Runaway.
Hold on. Reparations happens, but they just give it to one black person, and they go, "You figure it out. Figure it out."
Trickle down reparations. We'll give Beyonce all the money, and then we trust that she'll give it to the rest of the black community.
Yeah. This is up to y'all to figure out. Now we wouldn't be able to do it right, to distribute it right.
We don't know what
give it to y'all.
We don't know what y'all like, what y'all want. We'll give it to Beyonce. Y'all like her, don't you? She'll figure it out. So a certain irony presented itself. Figuring out a way to be less online required aggressive online digging. No, it doesn't. Turn the fucking screen off. That's it.
Boom.
Just turn it off.
Boom. That easy.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe this is. Dude, if this is like the quality of the reporting in the New Yorker, I could be a New Yorker journalist. This is fucking crazy. That somebody got paid to write this is so dumb. It's like some rich fucking yuppies felt like they were too addicted to their phones, but were so dumb, just dumbed down by that. They couldn't figure out how to get a shitty cell phone. They were like, where do you even find one of these dumb phones, as they call it? Where would one find such a thing? Man, the Metro PCS store. That's where you.
Man, we're gonna see 20-year-olds on the street just yelling into Nokias, being like, "Siri, I don't know where I am."
Oh, yeah. Like every 20 or 30
they're not gonna be able
years,
to use it.
They like go back in time and everything's retro and they live like their parents did.
Well, it's like that Futurama joke where they go to old New York and Hermes sees a phone booth and Fry explains to him what a phone booth is. And he's like, "Oh, you're telling me I don't have to carry around this stupid device all day? I can just go to any street corner to make a phone call," and like throws the phone away and starts using payphones. Like it's all cyclical.
Yeah. Scotty in the chat is being a bit of a naysayer. Scotty, you can leave anytime you want, my friend. You don't have to be here if you don't enjoy this. The couple, Stoltz is 29 and Krigbaum is 25, saw a business opportunity. If somebody could condense it and simplify it. See, okay, here's, the gears, the millstones of capitalism are beginning to grind. These people see a market to exploit rich idiots out of their money who desire to live the same as, poor minorities with bad credit, of which I am one. I'm a white Latino with bad credit, and so I have to have one of these phones. And that's the unfortunate, that's the miserable existence of the white Latino.
Yeah, look at my avatar. As you can see by my eyes, they're squinting. I'm Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
so
Oh,
I deal with it too.
better keep my can of Coke away from you, if you know what I mean.
I really got to use
Bit
the bathroom.
bit of a trickster the Chinese can be. Um, you know.
We are very sneaky.
Yeah, you play joke. No, I am a white Latino. My grandfather was from Cuba, so.
Oh.
Oh, really?
I think so. I don't know. I just say that.
Okay,
And,
so are you part Castro the same way Trudeau is?
yeah, I'm like sort of like Destiny, and he's a white Latino, right? Like his family's
Is
from
he
Cuba.
really?
Yeah, his family's from Cuba.
Oh wow,
Um,
so that explains a lot.
yeah, they were like because his family was like plantation owners in Cuba, and then when Castro took over,
Right on.
yeah, when Castro took over, they all got the fuck out because they were like, all right, well, he's executing all the plantation owners, so it's time to leave.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah,
Because I really don't like that Destiny guy.
he sucks.
Yeah, and it's so like that's so funny that that's his background considering the political space he wound up in.
Yeah, which
Which I guess
I can't even get a read on. I really don't know like what his actual politics are. No, nor do I care. He's a fucking idiot, and I'm stupid.
I
I'm stupid, so that's why I don't try to like have any serious political discussions or like try and be political because like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm
fair enough.
finding out more and more how retarded I am.
Dude, I'm so dumb.
I mean, honestly, here's been my kind of approach to like politics. It's just like talk to Europeans because they teach like the full spectrum of like ideologies and stuff like that. like like people are, anti-fascist or whatever in America, but the only conversations I've been able to have about the aspects of the political system in America that are fascistic are from people from Europe who have had like in their high schools and stuff, they teach like the history of fascism and socialism and communism and all that stuff. So that's honestly been the easiest way for me to like learn more politically. Is just go to a place where they teach politics instead of just how often you should vote for the president.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we learned in America.
Yeah. Yeah, they just tell you got to get out and you got to rock the vote. That's all they tell you.
Vote or die.
Vote or die.
Vote or die.
And be sure to vote for the right person. Vote for who we say. This is the most important election of our lifetimes.
Every 4 years is the most important one of our lifetimes.
Dude, fuck voting. I ain't going to school. I didn't realize you have to go to like a middle school to vote. It's like, I'm not, fuck this. You're telling me this is where democracy happens? You go to damn middle school? Get the fuck off. If somebody, so it says here, if somebody could condense it and simplify it to the best options, maybe more people would make the switch, Kriegbaum said. In late 2022, they launched an e-commerce company, Dumb Wireless, to sell phones, data plans, and accessories for people who want to reduce time spent on their screens. This wasn't Stoltz's first attempt at entrepreneurship. His past efforts included a Made in America clothing brand in Colorado that went under, he said, and a coffee shop in the back of an ill-attended Hollywood comedy club. A doomed enterprise, Kriegbaum said. Dumb Wireless, however, has been much more successful. Well, he finally found his grift.
This is just an article, it's an advertisement.
Maybe, yeah, it's an advertisement, and I guess it's a celebration of.
Because here I thought it was doing the journalist thing where you pick a person for us to empathize with, and you make that the problem. But this article is just about the people who started the company.
I was starting to lean towards it being like a parody article. I don't know.
No, it's just. It's a long article. I guess I don't need to read the whole thing. But yeah, I guess it's mostly a puff piece about Dumb Wireless.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy anything that's like it's a dumb phone, it's a dumb car, it's the fat car. It's for fat people.
Yeah,
The Honda Fat Stick.
It's just this boutique cottage industry of people who honestly can afford to have a phone like this. Because like nowadays, you kind of have to have a smartphone to do anything now, to like operate in the world in some way. And so if you possess like the means and the lifestyle where you can do your day-to-day operations with a flip phone like this, is like, well, then you're probably pretty well off, because like I've noticed that even just like trying to look for a job nowadays, like if you're hard up and looking for a job, you kind of have to have a smartphone to even find a job. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why if you're like, really struggling and need like government assistance, and the government can like provide a phone for you, even that's a smartphone. It's like some shitty like Samsung like A50, I don't know, like whatever it is. And so yeah, Runaway Slav in the chat. I've had jobs like that. Runaway Slav says he had a job where you had to clock in on a smartphone app. It's bullshit. It is bullshit.
Oh wow.
It does.
No, jobs use fucking fingerprints these days. I hate that shit. That shit freaks me out. I've like not worked at a job because I have to scan in my fucking fingerprint just to like clock in. It's insane.
Yeah. I've had jobs where like I have to go to an office but then clock in on my smartphone, and I'm like, why do you not have just like a time card here, like a punch, like a thing I can just go punch in? I got to do it on my computer even. I got to do it on a fucking app. So the world has become restrict. I mean, maybe Kaczynski was right. I guess that's really. Hey, you know what this all boils down to?
Uncle Ted.
Uncle Ted was right.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in fucking pieces.
Speaking of, I got to shout out again, podcast at Podcast the Pod on X, formerly Twitter. I can't sing the praises of Lily Abernathy enough. I don't know who it is, but it's some AI thing that somebody's doing. It's Lily Abernathy. She's real. But it's this like a few weeks back, some account was like tagging me and stuff, and I was like, who is this? And it had 0 followers. And it's this lady, Lily Abernathy, doing a thing called Podcast, a podcast about podcasters, podcasting, and podcastees.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what is this? And I saw that she was like starting the show with a 3-part series called Where Are the Loud Boys Now? And so she did an episode on Robbie and an episode on Joe, and then took a break. I guess my episode will happen at some point. But then the next episode after Joe was an episode about David Lucas. It was like, but yeah, whatever it is, it's pretty good. It's good stuff. It's pretty creative. And it's somebody's doing an AI thing where they're scripting out like whatever the show is, but the picture of Lily is clearly AI, and the voice is like an AI voice, but everything else is like being written by somebody.
This is a very strange project for someone.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know if anyone would even know about it if I hadn't just like taken the time to look into this and start telling people about it, because like she had 0 followers, and then I was like, well, what is this? And I started looking at it through her Twitter account, and then listened to the first episode, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty funny. This is good. So I started promoting it. I started being like, you guys gotta see this shit. Because it is like a funny, it's like just a funny thing that somebody's doing. I don't know who it is, but as far as I'm concerned, she's real, whoever Lily Abernathy is. But when I first noticed it, I like showed it to Robbie. I was like, dude, look at this. And he just posted a picture of Ted Kaczynski and was like, Yeah, Ted was right. She did. Her first episode was about Robbie, but she was very like flattering to Robbie. She brought the fucking hammer down on Joe for sure, and on David Lucas. Dude, it's like it is a funny show.
How about you describe to me who David Lucas is? Because I've heard of him and I saw some clips of him on Sam Hyde's podcast a few days ago, and I'm like, is he like?
He's just a fat black fucking hack. And there's a certain word that I think other black comedians have used for him that I can't really say.
What, a shine?
No.
Is it the Cartman superhero?
Yeah. It's right. The.
Oh, see. Oh, right. Let me just say something about that word. So, I'm from Mississippi, which is like where the Emmett Till shit happened. So that word as a racist term I didn't know that was a thing until I was like in my 20s, because around here, if you want to be racist to a black person and call them something bad, you just call them the N-word. And you call raccoons that word. Like, that's the only time that word is used. So around here, people calling black people that, they're like, what? What are you talking about? Just call them like it's so racist, but it's less racist.
I learned that word from Forrest Gump. I'd never heard that.
I grew up hearing it, so I'm very well acquainted with it.
No. Around here, it's like I don't know, all those cute little words. But
specifically, that word specifically does like what it means when you hear like, especially like black people applying it to other black people. Is there's like sort of an Uncle Tom aspect to it that's like,
once again, I never understood.
This person is like shucking and jiving for the white man.
He's singing "Mammy."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is true. I saw this online a few months ago because I haven't read the book. Have you read Uncle Tom's Cabin?
Never.
Because I read that he saves them in the end. That like Uncle Tom is the reason the slaves even get away to freedom in the end. I
gotta be honest with you. I don't even know like the etymology of the term Uncle Tom. I just know the way it's used. I know there's a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin, and it has something.
It's basically like Uncle Tom is Samuel L. Jackson from Django.
Okay, well then that's what we're talking about. That's what if one is to if one is to do to
call Beyonce. We need to get her in here so we can say these words.
Yeah, if one is to engage in a bit of a
anyways,
she's singing for the white man right now with their country music.
Yeah, but yes, I mean that's what the criticisms that have been levied against David Lucas is that he's.
But is
doing
he
a
like
bit of a minstrel act?
Is he a grift? Like, I don't know. I think that's.
He seems like a grifter. He seems like a guy.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is he genuinely just a right wing black dude, which people act like isn't a thing? But hey, let me tell you, I'm from Mississippi. There's a lot of right wing black guys around here. Like 1 in 3 people.
He went on Tim Pool's podcast. Like I think he's definitely flirting with that market for sure.
Yeah, definitely leaning.
And like the way he's positioning himself and doing so is that he's like, a maverick, renegade, cerebral free thinker, and it's like, no, you're just not that smart or talented, and you figured out a way to make money. Well, fine, that's fine, but he sucks. He's not funny, and he just the chat.
He made me laugh a couple times.
A lot of people have pointed this out, and people in the chat are pointing it out, is that he just kind of steals memes from the internet and tells them as jokes, I guess. And I know he went on Sam Hyde's podcast, and it's like, okay, well, knowing the way Sam Hyde plays his version of 4D chess, you don't think maybe you're getting exploited by him? You know, you don't see that might be what's happening.
I don't necessarily think that. Like, I don't know. I feel like Sam Hyde can definitely be kind of exploitative, I guess. Definitely with like the fish tanks stuff.
I think
but
Sam Hyde is one of the most mean-spirited, cynical dickheads I've ever seen. I'm not a fan. I don't like Sam Hyde.
I feel like, which, you know, I don't know the guy. I've just, you know, done the little interactions on Fish Tank and shit. But he seems like he is a very genuine person. Like,
He's
don't
not.
think.
By the way, I can't like get into any specifics. So this is going to remain vague. I've heard things about that guy. He's not genuine, and he's kind of a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you talking about? Don't
even try and guess. I'm not going to get into it.
Because I hear a bunch of stuff about him. I don't know.
I don't think he's a good dude. And like the stuff he's done in the past, like MDE and a lot of the stuff he's made I've enjoyed. But like at this point, I see what he's doing now between Fish Tank and his podcast, like all the streaming stuff he does and all that. He appears to me as though he's more than anything very cynical and mean spirited, and also like a total grifter. I'm not a fan of his. I think that there's you know 1,000 other people doing more interesting, sincere, genuine like stuff, content, art now. The Crowder Boys being one of those groups.
I do not feel like, just from what I've seen, and honestly the stuff I've heard him talk about when talking about other races, I don't feel like he would be the type of person to just like bring a black person on his podcast just to like be like freak show type stuff. like look at how silly and ridiculous and crazy this person is, especially with how he was engaging with him. You know, it's like Sam Hyde seems like that type of guy, but then it's like, I don't know, he had Dasha on and they had decent chemistry. Like, he can drop all that bullshit.
Maybe there's not like a racial component to it, but it's certainly capitalizing on like provocateurs of saying like this person has caused some sort of stir in the media. And so now
I like Mark Random. I bet you don't like Mark Random.
I don't like Random. I empathize with Random, but
I do too.
But I don't like him necessarily. I think I don't know. He's just a guy who needs help. Like, he shouldn't be someone on social media, someone who should be like trying to perform for people. He shouldn't have an audience. He should be like talking to a doctor.
Well, here's the thing is, he's had that, and he does have that.
Well, he's not getting enough of it.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm like, I don't want less Mark Randoms in the world. So, like, even though I disagree with most of the shit that he says, he does it in like, maybe it's my Zoomer brain, but at this point, I don't like, if somebody's doing kind of a performance, I don't like them showing their hand too early. And that's part of why I like Sam Hyde, is because he'll just keep the bit going. Like, he'll just let it keep going. And he doesn't really care if like necessarily what people think about him, because he's just ultimately like doing it to be provocative. So I don't know, people who don't commit fully to a bit or like make jokes and then they're just like, I'm just playing. Like, that's what I like about Sam Hyde, is he'll make like a edgy or racial joke, and then instead of just being like, you'll know how I really feel or anything like that, he'll just like stare at you and just like how are you going to react to it? And then he's funnier. So I like provocateurs. I like people.
Fuck him. He's competition. That's what I say. Because Token Tony, friend of the show, Token Tony. Everybody go follow Token Tony. He's done some great artwork for me. He says in the chat, "How can you glorify the grift but hate all the grifters, Dalton?
Competition.
Were you expecting loyalty amongst grifters and con men? Did you think this was a brotherhood of grifters? No, it is every man for himself in the grift. As we venture into the grift, it is a cutthroat existence." And so alliances may form, but ultimately it's a battle royale. Like that Japanese movie about them teenagers that got to kill each other.
That's been ripped off 6 or 7 times by now.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. The original
Games.
book in the movie is good. That's a good... that was the thing when Hunger Games hit, is I had already read that book and seen that movie, Battle Royale. So when Hunger Games hit, I was like, oh, well, this is obviously ripping that off. And so I never got into it because of that. Also, okay, you telling me a woman is the one who's going to save the day? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You got to.
I didn't want to say it, but
yeah, it's a free for all, fight to the death, battle royale situation. And you're telling me a broad is the one who's going to kill everybody? Okay.
Here's something else.
New rule: if you're a woman, you can't win the Hunger Games. Okay.
Yeah, but she's a special woman.
They're called the Hunger Games, not the Kitchen Games.
There you go. Yeah, this bitch should be fighting in the kitchen game.
We're all hungry because the bitch stopped cooking.
Yeah, everybody hungry because the bitch out here in the battlefield, not in the kitchen. New rule: bang bang mar gang. Dude, that's been making me laugh so much. That's such a brilliant, funny thing that Robbie thought of. Bang bang mar gang. Just doing Bill Maher bits is always fun.
Yeah.
So you believe in
America.
God? You believe in God? Okay. You think Jesus Christ died for your sins? Okay. Dude, bang bang mar gang, really, man. That keeps making me laugh. Anyway, Battle Royale is tight. That's a good movie. Japanese. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these. Hey folks, let's get some super chats going. You guys want me to read some Bible verses? I mean, I know this is not Bible study necessarily, but it is Sunday morning. I should be doing Bible study on Sunday mornings. Let's crack it open. What is this? The Book of Esther? Or no, where'd that go?
Could I make a request?
Yeah.
Let me double check it. I just wanted to see what y'all think about this.
I can grab.
Make sure I got the right one. Oh, the Mormon book.
Yeah, I got a Book of Mormon. Want me to grab that? I can start reading some shit out of that.
I know what book it is. I just have to find the verses. It's Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes nuts.
Yep. I say that to myself way more than I should.
Good morning, Ronan, in the chat. Good morning, Sunday morning. Well, here I'm opening up to a verse. Here we go. This is just a random verse. We'll see where the Holy Spirit guides me. This is Esther. Esther verse. Esther 15. Wait, no. Esther chapter 8, verse 15. Esther, what is she, Filipino? Esther chapter 8, verse 15. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple. And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. And in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Very pertinent, the fear of the Jews. That's something we've been dealing with for quite some time. These last several months is the fear of the Jews, and they
Amen.
Amen. They've always enjoyed gold and fine linens and purple.
I love and respect the Jews.
Yeah, I love, respect them, and I am very fearful. I'm scared of them. I am fearful.
Scared dude, I check my sewers every.
Fear and respect are like right there with each other.
I'm so scared.
So.
Yeah, so this is Esther's in the Old Testament.
Still can't believe that tunnel stuff. That shit was wild.
That was crazy. That was crazy. They just came and went.
And they're acting like there aren't more tunnels out there.
Yeah, like there aren't tunnels spanning the entire continental United States.
Oh, dude, they're like ants, dude. They have an intricate
I know they're there.
System of tunnels under the earth, like bugs.
What?
No, actually, hold on. You can't do that. You can't compare Jews to bugs.
Watch me.
Yeah, don't believe me, just watch. Okay. Well, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, folks.
Oh, I pulled out my Book of Mormon. I'm trying to find some passages.
Well, I gotta take this in for a landing soon. I gotta get ready for work. But this has been I might do this more often as well, along with the Bible study.
You work.
We might do morning drive time streams. It's all I'm grift maxing. It's all content, baby. Didn't really get many super chats on this one, but the video will be monetized when it's over, and I'll get ad revenue. So I'll make a couple bucks on the back end on this one. And that's all that matters.
You know what? Here's a short one. And it's simple. And this is the Book of Enos.
Whoa.
And it came to pass that the people of Nephi did till the land, and raise all manner of grain and of fruit, and flocks of herds, and flocks of all manner of cattle of every kind, and goats and wild goats, and also many horses. I don't know what that meant, but that was one verse.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really dig Ecclesiastes. It's like if Nietzsche wrote a book of the Bible. It's kind of nihilistic.
Yeah, Nietzsche.
Like, I, the teacher, have been king over Israel and Jerusalem. I applied my mind to examine and explore through wisdom all that is done under heaven. God has given people this miserable task to keep them occupied. I have seen all things that are done under the sun and have found everything to be futile, a pursuit of the wind.
Pursuit of the wind. What is that, a fart?
Yeah. Ooh, maybe a fart from a cute girl.
Yeah, my ass just pursued wind. I farted.
My mouth pursues wind when a lady's around.
Michael in the chat.
Some cake.
Michael in the chat says Proverbs 12:1. He got the decal. He's $25 subscriber on the Patreon, so I'll read that one. Where is Proverbs? So hard to find. I got this great Oxford King James Bible, but it's so hard to find anything in here. Psalm is Proverbs before or after Psalm? Oh, here it is. It is after Psalm.
The next one.
Proverbs 12:1. That's Michael Hall in the chat requested this one. You know, he got the decal. He's a $25 subscriber on the Patreon. Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt.
I like this verse. I like it already.
Proverbs 12:1. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Oh wait, that's it. Whoso loveth.
I read. Go ahead.
What?
I was going to say I read the Christian Standard Bible, and it says, it's what made me laugh. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but one who hates correction is stupid.
Yeah,
that's not true. That's
a different translation, but that's the same thing. Yeah, whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. So
I don't think I've ever seen the word stupid in the Bible. So this I'm liking this Christian Standard version.
Yeah, you got the CSB. That's when someone with dyslexia tunes into Letterman. They think they're watching the CSB.
Oh.
I know Letterman has been off the air for a number of years now, but
I was about to say, I don't even know if CBS is a channel.
I refuse to acknowledge Colbert. $2 super chat from Scazzo. How about a verse from Dude Put a Rod in Me? Hey, I like that.
Yeah, that's
that's good. That's from the Jew Bible. That's one of the books of Moses. Is Dude Put a Rod in Me?
I might be too scared to read some books the Jews wrote.
Yeah.
That's
most of the Bible is the Old Testament.
Book of Hebrews.
There's 66 books of the Bible, 27 of which are the New Testament. So that means the Old Testament is what?
Well, dang, I guess I'm going to have to go read the Quran then.
Wait, what is 66 minus 27?
12.
No. Hold on. 56, 46, 45, 43, 44, 43, 42, 41.
39?
40. Yeah, so that means that 39 out of the 66 books of the Bible, which is over half, is the Old Testament.
Well, what's that in Gematria?
I don't know. Don't even get me started on Gematria. That's actually that's the door guy at my apartment complex.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Black fellow by the name of Gematria.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask if he was. I was just going to say, I know a bunch of black people that are like hardcore into numerology, but like silly numerology, where it's like if you have numbers that add up to 3s, you can turn that into 6s, and those are evil numbers. So like December 12th is an evil day, and I'm just like, man, can you get out of my gas station?
I've never made enough money to live anywhere that had a door guy. No, if there was a black guy named Gematria, it'd probably be my roommate. We'd probably have to live together because neither one of us make enough money. Thank you.
What do you reckon? With that Gematrium talk, what do you reckon David Lucas's real name is? Because that's a pretty white ass name.
His real name?
Yeah, what's his real name?
I don't know.
Davidrion or like
a combination of clicks and I don't know.
$2 super chat from Token Tony. Dalton that's a typo. Dalton Grift maxing mode. Follow Token Tony Designs. Seriously, please, everybody go do that. At Token Tony Designs on Instagram and Token Tony Designs on X, formerly Twitter. Token Tony is a very generous partner with the network, and I can't believe he's giving me money right now because he's also created incredible artwork for me pro bono. He just reached out and just has been happy to do stuff for me, so I hope I can repay him in some way in one of these days. And for now, what I can offer is directing my audience to his social media, which and then further his own artistic endeavors, and that's at Token Tony Designs. He's great. He's really good. He made that I don't know if y'all saw that like cigarette ad, that like tobacco style ad for Corn Fed. He did that, and he's done some stuff for Crowder Boys. And then every now and then he just does something independent, something I didn't even ask for, and just sends it to me. It's awesome. He did that from the Crowder Boys thing we did, the Mars Volta, like Bill Mars Volta. He did that where he like made Omar Rodriguez Lopez into Bill Maher, which is a hyper specific bit. The Venn diagram of which I think it includes like me and Robbie, maybe. Bang bang Mar gang. But it made me laugh. We should probably wrap this up soon.
Yeah, I'm about to head out because I gotta go help take care of my nephew and shit.
Yeah. What Token Tony's right. I think 1% of people got that joke. That's a real 1%ers. The fans of the Mars Volta who also appreciate a good Bill Maher riff, and that's the Mars Volta. Runaway Slav wants to know who the band that I was talking about, that I was paranoid about at the time when I was going crazy in New York. That's the Residents. So I guess just go look into that. I don't have time to explain what's going on there, but they had there. I mean, there were ads all over the city. I guess they were like coming to town, but it's a very cryptic band, and so the ads didn't even like say anything on them. It was just a picture of the band, but the band is anonymous, so it's like they've always just been 4 guys in suits with big like eyeball helmets. So it's like these things they put over their heads that just look like big eyeballs and top hats. So they were
see
just
how that
like
could set off schizo brain.
Yeah, so there were just these billboards and signs all over the city with just those 4 guys who might all be dead at this point because this band has been around since like the 60s. So if they're not dead, then they're at least in their 80s now. And so it was like, I kept pointing this out to people like, are the Residents coming to town? And everybody was like, what are you talking about? And I got,
sucks.
Yeah, I was like in the throes of a mental health episode, so it like, didn't really. I wasn't thinking too much about the fact that it's this obscure anonymous band that a lot of people just don't know about. But I thought something maybe not sinister but cryptic was happening. That's the name. I get it. It's the Cryptic Corporation is the management company for the record label that they run. Ralph Records.
All right. Well, I gotta head out, bros.
All right. This has been fun. Sunday morning. Good morning. Sunday morning. I might keep doing this. We do Bible study and then morning Sunday. I'll figure something out. I'm learning as I go along, getting better.
Is that Discord actually active? Because I deleted Discord a couple years ago.
I mean, it's active, but there's only like a few people that really interact with it, and then it's just.
Well, I guess I was more referring to like, do you actually post shit in the Discord?
I try to, but then it's like there's just like one guy in there who comments, and he's just very negative, and it just kind of bums me out because I'm like, well, I appreciate you supporting me, but you're so cynical,
Okay. I'll start posting dick pics in there, get some interaction going.
Dick pics, I'm in.
Yeah. See? We already got another person in there.
Yeah. Well, I got to get ready for work, so I got to go on my morning walk and take a dump, drink a few more Coke Zeros.
Yeah, I got to go pee in some Coke. So.
Yeah, play
Deuces LaCruces, y'all.
Yeah, so I guess I'll keep doing more live streams like this. I'm getting better and better at broadcasting every day. and then I'll keep just putting stuff on the internet. It's good to be back, everybody. I'm building a vast empire. I'm better at this than most. And that's patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And then, Crowder Boys Patreon will be coming soon. We're going to hammer out the details on that. Thank you for the super chats, Scazzo and Token Tony. Slim pickings today on the super chats, huh? All right. It's not like I deserve anything, it's just out of the kindness of the hearts of the people tuning in. Cunt Blankula, do you have any closing arguments?
I rest my case, and rest in peace, O.J. Simpson.
Rest in peace, rest in power, OJ. Rest well, OJ. Rest easy. The juice is at peace.
Amen.
Amen. Blessed be amen. Praise be to the Most High. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. And just I guess you be nice to each other and go do good things in the world today and in perpetuity and so on and so forth. And I'm clicking end and end.
Goodbye.